K-U-J-O, Cujo. You know the name, now experience this incredible work shoe for yourself. Hey guys, Brian here, and just a few years ago, I wondered why there wasn't some lightweight, functional shoe for the lawn care industry. A couple of weeks later, I get a message from this new company, Cujo Yardwear, letting me know about a new shoe they created for lawn care pros. We tried them out, put them to work, and the rest, they say, is history. The guys and I love Cujos because they are lightweight, breathable, super comfortable, and keep our feet dry. No more running shoes with flimsy support and soaked socks due to the morning dew or a passing spring shower. Cujo Yardwear is a family-owned company. Sean and Kelsey are a brother-sister team, and they seriously care about offering the best products for our industry. Check them out at Cujo.com. That's Kujo.com. And don't forget to use the Brian's 10 code to save 10% on your next order. Get a pair for you and a pair for your crew. You'll be so happy that you did.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging with you guys. Good morning. Well, I wanted to talk today on this podcast episode about knowing your numbers, knowing about pricing, figuring out the best way to run your outfit, and really just how to break things down for your lawn and landscaping business to where you know that you are profitable. I had a really interesting conversation with a couple of friends of mine over at SIMA here just this last week. And it really just shines a light on the conversation that we still need to do a better job getting the word out about operating with a proper CRM, really understanding and knowing what we're bidding and pricing our work at, and how we're making profit with our company. Just to zoom out here really quick, I do want to talk about Element for just a couple of quick minutes here. Over the last couple of months, you guys have seen me on board. You guys have seen me go through that process to adopt a new software. And it has been remarkable for ourselves. I'm telling you what, I was very confident in our business the last 12 or 18 months as we were navigating our pricing, our billing, just cash flow. You know, it was working just fine. Like, if the system's working, why break it? Why fix it, right? One of those deals. Until admittedly, I got signed up with LMN. We went through that whole onboarding process. Again, if you guys do sign up, use our code Brian. It will 100% save you guys a lot of money and give you the best onboarding experience possible with your team. But as we've went through this process ourselves, it has been a tremendous eye-opening experience. And where I thought I was charging appropriately, I found out that I wasn't. What I thought maybe that I wasn't charging appropriately, I found out maybe I was. And a little bit of all this back and forth, right? Listen, really quick, folks. I don't want to give a big pitch here to just to get you to sign up with LMM. What I really want you to do is to take the guesswork out of your company. And unless you are really actually accurately tracking your numbers and have a great bookkeeper that's giving you accurate, confident reporting for you to look back and forth at both, again, I really question if you're going to be a business owner or just a lawn care professional or just somebody who's running a hobby on the side. And I mean no disrespect, of course, no slating, of course. It's nothing like that. It's just this is an effort for us to get better. And this, for the most part, stemmed from a conversation that I did have at SIMA with a couple of friends. And we're talking about CRMs, we're talking about billing, we're talking about snow, of course. And really, my first season here as we look to go into the fall, winter of 2024, 2025, utilizing Element for the first time, of course, in our company, but also, obviously, the first time for snow. I'm really looking forward to putting pen to paper, sharpening the pencil, getting a better understanding of our snow business, right? And again, folks, I'm telling you, I was 85, 90, 92 cents on the dollar with where I felt like we needed to be, but it was the other portion, the other percentage that I just wasn't feeling super confident. And that's why Element has been such a game changer and such a blessing for us. Again, not here to give a big pitch on Element specifically. It's a pitch for you to 100% get a lock in and a lockdown on your numbers and how to run your business. Now, really quickly, I want to just talk for a couple of quick minutes here about the conversation of, if I ask you tomorrow, 100%, do you know for sure that you are charging accurately, charging appropriately, and guaranteeing that you're making money on your work, would you be able to say yes? Right? It's the whole 99% sure is 100% unsure. And by the way, you can unsure, you can fake it till you make it to a couple $100,000, probably $1 million, maybe it's a couple $1 million business, to be honest with you. I know a lot of folks out there aren't, and I'm not saying it's necessary element or die or synced up or die or pick your CRM or die. I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, why are so many of us still guessing with our lawn and landscaping company? Right? And if you listen to a podcast about how to be a better business owner and somebody's suggesting something to you, you listen for 15 to 20 minutes. Hey, that was really fun. That was exciting. That was entertaining. That was motivational. That was educational, but you don't really apply. It's almost like, why bother? And I'm not here to just every episode make everybody feel warm and fuzzy. There's a lot of great shows that I'm sure can provide that fix, I guess you can say, if that's what you're looking for. But for me personally, I want to talk to the folks that are taking action, folks that are movers and shakers, folks that want to have a better 24 than they did 2023 and line themselves up for a better 2025 than they're currently already going in and going through with 2024, right? Well, to me personally, when I was having a couple conversations with some friends over at SIMA, it was glaringly obvious, and again, no shade, no judging, nothing like that, of course. It was just while we're having an exchange of conversation and ideas and billing and processes, and of course myself asking a couple individuals that were using LMN, hey, how you doing it? How's it working? What do you do? How'd you set it all up? I'm about to go through that part with our onboarding specialist and set up our templates and our pricing and all this other mess. But it just revealed to me that of the couple of friends that we were having a conversation with, that folks were still guessing. And I called out my friend, and it was in good company, right? You got to understand, it was in good company. But I said, dude, for sure, like, I understand that you use this CRM and you promote this CRM, but can you again 100% accurately say that you know for sure, unequivocally, no doubt, undoubtfully, whatever you want to say, that you are charging accurately with that CRM? And he had a giant sized business, my friend, larger company than mine for sure. And he goes, well, no, not really. He goes, it sounds like I do need to make the jump. It sounds like I do need to make the switch. It sounds like I do need to graduate. And it's not a pitch for LMN. It is just a pitch to, you have to get more accurate with your numbers. And this sometimes, I guess maybe it's just an unsexy topic. Maybe folks just don't want to hear it. Maybe folks just don't want to do it. You know, when you're having an argument with your spouse or your wife and you're just like, dude, I just don't want to do this right now. Okay, well, that doesn't solve the problem, right? You just sweep it under the rug. And if you sweep it under the rug long enough, you're not going to have a marriage. You're not going to have a relationship. Your health. You know what? I don't want to kick soda. I don't want to kick sugar. I don't want to exercise. I don't want to work in my cardio. No problem, bro. Over time, if you let that keep sweeping under the rug, you won't have good health. You won't have long-term health. And who doesn't want to live a long, fulfilled, full life, right? And it's the same thing having a conversation with business. And in fact, one of the friends I was talking about, he had a multi-million-dollar business. And I said, how are you accurately knowing your numbers? And he had, some Excel and some spreadsheets and some numbers. And that's totally fine. Again, no judgment. We're just talking frank. But I said, do you 100% accurately know? And he goes, well, no, was the conversation. No, and no. And then my friend who was using LMN said yes. And I said, sweet, I want to learn more and tell me more. And again, we're just talking. This is the best part about networking. You can network, you can hang out, you can BS with everybody. Of course, that's what you're doing at trade shows and conferences and just getting to know folks and just making friends. So again, no judgment here. I'm not coming down and dropping the hammer. But it did just bring it to the forefront of my mind. I said, we've got to stop guessing. And I guess maybe it just takes more effort than people are willing to put in sometimes, or maybe it's more of an investment than some of us are willing to put in. And as I go through the litany of companies that I get to talk to and folks that I get to hang out with, and you start asking the pointed question, the revealing questions, the behind the scenes, off the cuff, off the radar, if you don't mind me asking type questions, and you start going, hey, who's actually making money around here? Are we just burning up engines? Are we just burning up mowers? Are we just burning up trucks and going through tires to say we have a business and to quote top line only? right? I mean, at the end of the day, we're here to be in business. We're here to make money. And, just a little bit of a gut check. If you looked at your search history or your playlist history or your attention to the different topics that are out there, do you feel like you've spent more time on equipment or more time on being a business owner? More time looking at latest and greatest of trimmers, blowers, edgers, and whatever, versus looking at how to properly analyze a P&L sheet, get a breakdown from your bookkeeper like Cycle CPA, and really let the numbers talk to you, and or if not, have somebody explain them to you with a third grader explanation. I'm telling you, for me personally, folks, I'm 100% 95.5. I can tell you I've erred on the side of getting caught up in the stuff that arguably at the end of the day doesn't even matter, right? Trimmers, blowers, edgers, mowers, trucks, trailers, they come, they go. Nobody super cares. Of course, there's nuance. Of course, you do need to do and get and supply yourself and your team with the right gear and equipment. So I don't want to totally mitigate that or belittle that. But running a successful business is 10 times more important. I heard, I think it was Sam Rankin, he said, if I went to school for business, I could learn landscape. But if I went to school for landscape, it might be harder for me to learn business, right? And that's what I would just charge us all with. It's a tough conversation. It's a tougher conversation. It does require more mental energy. It does require maybe some late night conversations or some quiet time to start analyzing and really breaking down your numbers. And so just a really quick takeaway for you guys today. Press into the stuff that's hard. Press into the stuff that's challenging. Quote unquote, eat the frog. Whatever motivational quip gets you going to finally take off the facade, to finally look at your numbers and to finally say, hey, we're 6, almost 7 months, obviously going into this fiscal year of 2024. What does my company look like? Are we actually making progress here? Okay, top line is up, but is the bottom line steady? Is it up? Is it down? Are we making more profit? Right? Where are we at on this thing? I was having a great conversation actually with another person, and she had said, it seems like a lot of companies are out there just doing a lot of revenue, but not making a lot of money. And is that just the truth of the matter? Like, is that just the truth in the industry? And I said, I feel like for 90%, 95%, they've got good cash flow and they can always come up with $1,000 or $2,000, or they can justify a purchase, or they can always get more equipment and they don't mind making payments. But I don't know. I said observation, and I think this one came from LMN's own reporting. They said most businesses over $1 million, the average profit margin is like 1%, which 10% would be $100,000, right? 1% would be $10,000. So they might make $30,000-$40,000 or something like that, or $50,000-$80,000 maybe for an owner's salary. But true net profit, what's left over? $10,000 a year. That doesn't sound very healthy to me. I don't know about you. And so I guess this doesn't probably seem like the most popular topic. It might not be the sexiest topic going into 4th of July, Independence Day week, dog days of summer, July, all this stuff. Maybe you're dealing with extreme heat. You're like, Fullerton, I'm exhausted right now. I'm tired. Dude, no problem. I totally get it. No problem. I totally get it. But when are we going to finally pay attention to this stuff? I'm not here to promote necessarily LMN or necessarily Cycle CPA. But what I will challenge you is, don't let it go on for too much longer, right? And if you're like, hey, you know what, 2024, I'm just trying to get it underneath my belt, finish up the fall, finish up winter, and then I'm going to really take a deep dive into knowing my numbers over fall and winter and really understand the stuff better, myself included, then that's fine. That's awesome. No problem. Just make that commitment to yourself. Don't make it to me. I don't, it's not going to help my company, but make a commitment to yourself. And here's what I'll just challenge you. Here's the last thought I'm going to leave. If you can remember any one thing from this podcast, if I came up to you or your spouse, I was going to say your mom, but your mother or your spouse or your business partner or your foreman came up to you and said, do you know 100% for sure that we're making money on this job and how much we're making on this job? If you said, yeah, 100%, I know we're making a 15.7% margin. We're going to make $682.54 once this job's done, as long as we hit materials and we hit labor and we hit hours based on our company's overhead, our break even, our prices, our costs, and our markup. Yes, then you're awesome. But if you don't, I'm just challenging you. How long are we going to operate that way until we say enough is enough? Until we stop BSing each other, until I stop meeting more of my friends at trade shows and I say, hey man, how are you running this, this, and this? Or what are you doing here, here, and here? Or can you say 100% without a doubt, I know I'm making money? And if the answer continues to be no, then it's almost in vanity for any progress that we're trying to make moving forward because we don't know if we're making money with it. Right? Like, why bother? Why shop for a mower? Why shop for a trailer? Why shop for equipment? Why grow our social media? Why fix our website? Why fix our logo if we're not doing it to be profitable? Right? Because again, if the average landscape company based on industry stats over $1 million has 1% profitability, then why bother? I'm not building a business with $1 million to only make $10,000 profit. You're out of your freaking mind. This is challenging and hard enough to do. You think I'm going to do it for $10,000, 30 grand a year salary? I could take my skill set, my knowledge base, and my quote unquote leadership abilities, just like you guys, and go work for any of the other big landscape companies out there for a $50, $80, $100,000 a year salary, company truck, company cell phone, and insurance and matching 401k. So why are we doing this to ourselves? You guys deserve better. You deserve it. You owe it to yourself to get a better handle on your numbers. But it's the unsexy, it's the unpopular, and it's the more difficult thing to do for myself, and I would imagine for you guys too. And that's why so many of us are straying or vying away or veering away or whatever you want to call it from it. And we've got to be better business people as we continue to grow our landscaping company. Right? There's too many folks out there that continue to put down our industry, to put down what you guys do, to put down what I do, or don't give it enough credit, or don't take it serious, or we're not really tradespeople, we're not really business people, we're just grass cutters. And you know what? Maybe we earn some of that. Maybe we deserve some of that. Maybe it's fair sometimes based on the way that I see a lot of folks not only acting on social media, not only how they look and how they're presenting themselves on social media, right? But also the language that comes out of their mouth on social media. But really, at the end of the day, the amount of attention and commitment they're putting into their business to understand how to grow a real company. Maybe there is some demeaning terminology that's justified when somebody says, oh, you're a grass cutter. Oh, you're a lawn care guy. No. I don't think Jason Cromley is a lawn care guy or a landscaper. I think Jason Cromley of Hidden Creek, $25 million company, I think he's a business owner and he happens to make his money in the green industry, right? He's a business owner that just happens to do it with lawn and snow. Sam Rankin, he's a finance bro. He's an entrepreneur that happens to make his money in the green industry space, right? And folks, I know it's tough. I know it's not second nature. I know it might take a lot of us a lot of time to understand a lot of the basics. It did for me. I'm 17 years into this thing. I'll tell you humbly right before you, I am so hungry and thirsty. My wife and I talk about this all the time. I am so thirsty for knowledge, the X's and O's, the how-tos, that I can't get enough of it. And that's why I'm asking the pointed questions. And 9 out of 10 guys I ask the pointed questions to, they frankly have no idea. No disrespect. And the 1 in 10 finally say, hey, Fullerton, you're asking the right questions. Let's continue with that. And I'm not trying to pump me up or, give myself a thumbs up or a pat on the back. Couldn't care less. I just know I need to focus on the things that actually matter. And that means running a successful company, running a profitable business. If Element helps you to do it, sign up. Okay, for real. If Cycle CPA helps you to do it, sign up. What are we waiting for? Where else are you going to put $500 a month for LMN or $300 a month or whatever it is for a bookkeeper, $290? Where are you going to put more money to get a better return? Stock market? No. Real estate? No. Cardone Capital? No. Folks, another piece of equipment. If you're not running the first piece of equipment profitably, how do you know buying another mower and having another crew is going to make you any more money? Right? I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just trying to say out of love. Maybe a little bit more stronger conversation today. If we don't know, then why even bother? Right? I don't want to see that happen to myself. I don't want to see that happen to you guys. Okay? There is a lot of great resources out there. Go look at Mike Andy's YouTube channel. Go find John Pajak. Go find somebody that's a leader or mentor in your local town, community, BNI, Chamber of Commerce. Pick up how to read P&L statements for dummies, how to look at reporting for dummies. Go to QuickBooks. When's the last time you logged into QuickBooks and went to your reporting and actually looked at where you're at year over year, and then looked at where you're at month to month or year to date? But have you been to BossPlow.com, Ford.com? Have you looked at your local dealer's inventory for a new truck? Are you looking at Porsche 911 GT3s? You know, they're $250,000, but you haven't looked into QuickBooks this year? Like, what are we doing here? Now, again, I might have lost half the audience here, and maybe you're thinking I'm a jerk. I'm not. I'm just telling you I care. I'm just telling you I love you, and I'm just telling you, if I'm having these same conversations weeks and months and years in a row, still with some of my same buddies or some of my same friends and folks that I get to casually have conversations with, and again, no judgment, it's nothing like that. But if we're still having the same conversations that we were 6 months to a year ago, or 2 years ago, or 4 years ago, then shame on us. Why are we not making progress on getting a better handle on profitability? Right? Press in. It's the unsexy stuff. It's the hard stuff. But this is the difference of the type of content that you can focus on, the things that you can prioritize that your competition isn't willing to do. And they're going to spin themselves right out of the industry. And you're going to be here for 10, 20, 30 years being exceedingly successful, exceedingly profitable, and have a great legacy to boot. All right. So I was trying to think of a podcast this Monday morning. I'm going through a couple thoughts in my brain. The only one I kept coming back to was, are we actually making money with our company? And that's something that we all can spend a little bit more time and a little bit more focus on and a little bit more dialing it in. Again, last thing I'll say. If I ask you 100%, do you know if you're making money with your company or made money with that last job, or how much you're making on the work you're doing? If you can't tell me yes, I'm not here to unravel your whole business or your whole life or get into your face. I'm just telling you need to start. My suggestion would be start today, start tomorrow, start paying attention to this stuff. It really is that important. If not, why even head out the door? Why even head out the door? You're guessing. No more guessing. Okay? That's what I got for you guys. This is where my heart's at. This is where my mind is at. I could talk more snow. We could talk about LAL tickets going on sale Wednesday. We could talk about Equip Expo stuff. We could talk about Exmark Radius. We could talk about the RedMax, EBZ 9000, Echo 9010 this, Teco, Unilock. We could talk about anything in the world, folks. But I want you guys to have a business. The number one reason you're in business is to make money. That's why it's here. So why wouldn't it be the number one thing we focus on and prioritize is to make sure that our companies are profitable? All right. If we can help you out, if you want a testimony, if you guys want a screen share, if you guys have questions about LMN, let me know. Cycle CPA, let me know. That's probably the two big oars in the water here to keep your boat moving to the promised land on today's conversation. If you have any questions on them both, let me know. It's not a pitch, but if you guys have any questions, you want to onboard, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Let me know. I'm here for you. I'm going through this experience myself. I don't have it all figured out. I'm telling you, I can humble the ego. I can say, honestly, 17 years in, $400,000 business, going to $500,000, $600,000. I can tell you personally, this is the stuff that I'm working on to make sure that we're profitable, right? And I would encourage and suggest the same thing for you guys. I don't care if you're at 18 grand and 15 yards on the side, 100 lawns making 300,000, or you guys are doing $1 million plus like Maple Leaf mowing and landscaping with Vinny, and he's just crushing it, and everybody else from there and above. Okay, love you guys, appreciate you. Just something to think about today. Don't just listen to things and get motivated. Don't just listen to things and just, be entertained. Go home, sit down, find a quiet place, quiet spot. Download the Know Your Numbers profitability calculator on Launchpreneur Academy, whatever. And just start figuring out, what are you doing? Are you making money? Look at the checking account. If it's not going up by this same time or this time of year, we're 3-4 months into the season, then we have to start having hard conversations, okay? And let's do it now instead of in January, February when your accountant says, so where's your money? Or, hey, you owe $18,000 on your taxes. And then you go, yeah, I don't have it. Like, folks, we do not want to have those conversations, right? We want to have, hey, you got a lot of money sitting around here and we got to figure out what to do with it. Do you want to go buy a new truck, a new mower, a new something? Hey, you guys should maybe invest into that one thing. Hey, you guys should go drop some money on this. Hey, maybe you guys should go pay $4,000 or $5,000, go on a equipment shopping spree. Like, those are the conversations I want to see you guys have. Hey, there's too much money sitting around Not there's too little. Hey, what are we going to do? I want there to be, hey, there's too much money sitting around. Hey, what are we going to do? So that's what I implore you guys to check out. All right. Thanks so much for listening, guys. We love you. We appreciate you. We'll be back here Wednesday, most likely with a Launchpreneur Academy Live promo. Tickets are going to go on sale Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern. There's just so much great stuff going on around here, guys. I'm having a great summer. Hope you guys are as well. And we'll catch up with you here on the next one.
You're working hard to grow your lawn and landscaping business. You deserve footwear and apparel that works as hard as you and makes your life a little easier. Cujo Yardware has been listening to the lawn care community and is working to offer you the best gear. They started with the Cujo Yard Shoe, the hybrid shoe boot designed for mowing, trimming, and landscaping. After hearing the need for a safety toe, Cujo launched the Composite Toe X1 Landscape Boot. Thanks to your feedback, Cujo introduced the Jags, a high-performance work shoe that just pulls on with no lacing needed. And most recently, Cujo listened to the lawn care community to create the ultimate summer work pants, the light, breathable, and comfortable Cujo Yard Pants. Cujo Yardware is dedicated to the green industry and will keep working hard to offer you the right gear. Check them out at Cujo.com, Kujo.com.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.